Hi, Peter and Rick. I think it's better for me to rather reply with regards to your email on my views about the white paper and the coins. Um, like I mentioned in the webinar we did, my feeling is that we're talking about two totally separate products and markets that we're going to focus on. The crypto coin and the crypto market is driven purely, and by purely I mean 90% driven by money that's already in the system. Those are the IT guys and the guys that invested in Bitcoin years ago and became millionaires based on that. So and my opinion is that the reason for the crypto or the ICOs and the success thereof is that these type of investments are driven by those people, and it's seen as easy money because they became millionaires for purely just doing making the right investment in Bitcoin at the time. So most of the money that's raised by these ICOs are, I don't want to say unintellectual guys or anything, but it's not necessarily people that's going to relate to a balance sheet and ROI. You're going to talk about PEs and ROIs. They're not going to even relate to what you're saying. All they want to know is, listen, there's a new coin. It's a fashionable thing. There's chances of that coin's value going up in the future. And that's where most of the money will come in. You can just think about ourselves in our age group. We don't even, or most of us don't even really understand what cryptocurrencies are. And for us now to switch between shares and the knowledge that we have about stocks and shares, um, and then suddenly be investing in a coin that's totally, new to the investors market out there, especially the guys with the pension money and the large investors. So my view is really that we separate the I don't want to say two white papers, but it might actually be two white papers. So Peter, it might be a little bit more work for you. But the one thing is we can discuss next weekend or Wednesday is that let's work on a plan how this ICO is going to be rolling out, how the ecosystem is going to be built around that. And my view, and I'm going to interrupt my whole talk just to give you my view of what's going to happen in future with regard to the coins and the currencies. And that's why I believe that Benchmark's coin might be a better name than Benchmark's currency. Um, my belief in future will happen is there will be hundreds of thousands of different coins, and people would want to trade with those type of things. So, the value that they see on specific coins is literally related to the old barter system, where if you had a apple and you wanted to buy milk, then you exchange 5 apples for milk, and that guy then bought the apples or took the apples and sold it for graze or whatever for his cows to obviously then generate milk again. But it's the trading system, and what will eventually happen is that there will be a full circle in the next few years or 10 years or so, where we'll let you go back to the barter system, but the barters will be not real the food and the fruit and the milk and those type of things, but it'll be based on coins. So we'll have to then build a value based on the benchmark's coin, where people within who own those coins would then be able to buy obviously our investments, but also be able to buy other assets, whether it's via a wallet or a type of wallet that's going to exchange it internally for bitcoins or cryptocurrencies in any other format. But literally, you'll sit with Pick and Pays having their coins, Woolies having their coins. Any sector, any industry will have their own coins. Apple would have an Apple coin, Google will have a Google coin. But we'll exchange it within the algorithm where those values will be determined by the market. So if you have that to keep that in mind, and that's where we're going to aim the coin that we're going to the benchmarks coin, that needs to be the same market where we're going to market the ICO to, because those people are going to buy into these coins believing that these coins will be worth more for them. What is behind the coin and where we invested, that's, as far as I'm concerned, in, I don't want to say it's negligible, but it's very, very limited to the need for actually what we invest for. If we can prove that we can change and make these coins worthwhile and it'll be worth something in future, that's why they believe it. It's not necessarily how great business we have. That's why you'll see in most of these ICOs, it's not so much built on the business model. It's more about the people. Um, Are these people able, and are they relating to the investors? Are they creditworthy? Are they do they have something that with vision? So very much like linked to those type of people that's going to drive it. So I think we need to focus on that type of thing and then market the ICO. Take an example. If Elon Musk were to bring out a Tesla coin, and Joe Soap will bring out a gardening coin, obviously people will go for Elon Musk because they believe him. That's a business. But how Tesla works and how Tesla is going to make money is almost irrelevant to them at this point in time. So just going back to what the type of investors that we're looking for is, it's the crypto people. It's not so much the people with pension money, because they're not going to understand this. I don't want to assume it, but in most of the cases, if the money is the promises are being made and they combine to the system that the coin will be worth more, we'll attract it from these guys is actually currently making millions of dollars from Bitcoin and the increase in Bitcoin's value. But they want to use that money somewhere. And at this point in time, ICOs allow them to build a platform or build a portfolio where they can actually allocate all these profits that they're currently making. And the only actual thing is into ICOs rather than buying something. The reason for the ICOs, or another reason for the ICO success at this point in time, is that Bitcoin isn't that tradable yet. You can't really buy anything. You can't buy food and things in stores yet. So these guys are sitting with the money, they actually want to do something with it. And ICOs are one of the main things that you can actually allocate those money to. So yeah, from the business overall, I think we need to separate the two. My suggestion would be that we separate it perhaps from a marketing point of view. Take Gerard, let him do the white paper on the green, the business itself, the investment side, the portfolio, talking to the conservative market. I'm willing to have a look at the website and design and rollout of the ICOs, developing the coins on those platforms, but really separate the marketing platforms, because you can't. It's two different markets, it's two different views, and for one person, whether it's me or whoever, or Gerard, whoever, to try and juggle the balls between these two, it's two totally different markets, and you shouldn't even let the two create grey areas or dovetail in any form. So yeah, my just quick thoughts. I thought it'd be easy for me to talk to you about it. My thought would be to summarize. Let's separate the two marketing plans, the two businesses from each other. The one is merely to get the coins to fund the other, and we then make sure that the people that's going to drive the investment is doing a great job, and they can obviously then create value for the coin in return. So in 10 years, Benchmark's coin would be worth something within this cryptocurrency market or crypto coin market in the future. Yeah, so I hope that answers a few of your questions about what my thoughts are. But if there's anything, give me a shout. Thanks.